Hello, this is Finky with Land Party, and today I'm playing Gladius. Welcome. And we are back in Purgos Arena. And we are just going to do a couple matches and see if we can't maybe level up today. So we got a couple different options. I think I want to go with this right here. 1 to 2 versus 2, fair fight. And I like the idea of a fair fight, especially right now while we are a lower level. Not geared up as best as we could be. Let's see, we got a mongrel and a bandit. So we're just going to do this right here. Hopefully that'll work out. Mongrels, not that worried about them. They're not that tough. A lot of the enemies in here, like, you have no desire to ever recruit in your school. Like, there's a lot of different classes. That's not as well balanced as I would like it to be. Like, for example, the satyrs are pretty much worthless. Never recruit a satyr. You won't meet them until later on. Berserkers, when I originally was playing this game, I didn't have much fondness for the Berserkers. I felt like they were pretty weak. However, in a recent playthrough I did a couple months ago,
into the breach once more.
They were really wrecking my shit. And I might consider the possibility of recruiting one. Let's see, how much damage will I do? Yeah, let's go ahead and empower myself. Ludo can certainly handle that bandit on his own. I'm going to go ahead and move him right. Well, that would give him the opportunity to flank us, so I'm not going to do that. In fact, I'm going to come here and do it this way so that the mongrel will not be as effective if it tries to flank us. It'll take longer for it to do so. And it's coming for an attack and a hit for 4 damage. Not a big deal. And a strike for 2. They are both lights, so this is not going to necessarily be a very difficult match. I am going to move him here. I wouldn't mind if the bandit tries to flank me. I am empowered, and that does boost my defense as well a little bit. And he's going to go for it. I would have too. And then we're going to come in with Ludo, and we're going to come in and we're going to try and crit him. And we mess that up, maybe? I can't tell. Sometimes it's hard to tell if you actually got the crit or not. Especially in the early game when, you know, the damage is so low, it's hard to differentiate, like, you know, a 3 is obviously, that was, well, he is light and I am heavy. That was a flank. The 3 was obviously a fumble, I think, on his part. The reason I went for the crit there was because the mongrels are pretty decent at dodging attacks. And I didn't want to dodge my attack, so I went for a crit. I think all crits automatically hit. So we're going to go ahead and come in here. And if I wonder if I could have used an affinity attack there. If I could have, I should have, so that y'all could have seen it. We won the match. And we probably won like 500. Yeah, 500 dinar. Open Battle 3 is a 2 to 3 versus 3. I'm not totally against fighting this as long as the 3 enemies are not overly tough. In fact, I might as well do this one right here. Pays out more. Pays out more, and it limits us to 2, but we've only got 2 anyways. I'm gonna look at the enemy, and if any of them, oh, there's a heavy and a medium. Well, I'm certainly less interested in the idea of doing this. I may still go for it. I mean, it's a little bit more scary. It's a free entry fee. I think we can try. If I empower Valens and maybe like focus fire on the Centurion, maybe if these 2 are spread out, maybe we can take down the Centurion 2v1 and then handle the Legionnaire after that. Or vice versa. Who is this? And this is the Centurion? Yep, I think that's the strat we're going to use. I'm going to put these 2 characters right here, well, see, I could put Ludo here, but if the heavy got to go before one of my characters did, that would cause a problem, and it would take me more than 1 turn to be able to get the second character there to help out. So, in the interest of safety and making sure both my characters can get on a hit on their first turn, I'm going to put them both there. What I would do if I was the AI is I would definitely retreat the heavy and get both my characters together to take on the enemy as a team. However, the AI in this game is not that intelligent. It does have a few tricks. It is occasionally like, you know, make decent moves, but it's not often that I see it make genius moves. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. Maybe it'll retreat this time, you know, and I'll be embarrassed. But I'm not counting on that. It could just pass too. Nope, and then it's gonna go for it. Bad move if you ask me. I'm gonna move Valens over here so we can get the front to back flank. Back flanking attacks are definitely more powerful, more advantageous for you than a side flanking attack. Obviously, if you can get 4 different flankers on one person, that is how you would most definitively take advantage of a flank. So let's see. We got the block in there, really nice. So we're just gonna come in here. We're going to go in for the back hit.
It's now or never, troops.
I'm really interested in taking this character down, so I may stop talking every time that crit bar comes up, just because my strategy depends on this person going down as soon as possible. That hit to... Now, that was actually a really bad move on the AI's part, because Ludo had already gone. And, well, I guess it didn't really matter. She was going down either way this round. But she basically turned her back to Valens, so now she took 2 flank hits back to back. Or she had targeted Valens, that wouldn't have been a flank hit. And I'm going to have to edit that out of the video somehow. I have no idea how to do that though. It's basically like a Facebook pop-up on my desktop. Let's see. I'm going to, I would like to try and like 1v1 this guy with Ludo, just so that I can maybe build up enough affinity and get a affinity attack in. I'm just going to pass a couple times, and as you can see, if you pass, you get a lot more attacks in. So we're going to try that. We're going to try and 1v1 this guy just so we can get enough affinity built up so I can show you an affinity attack. And I might bring Valens in right after this attack goes through. Just because I'm worried about losing the match. It could still definitely happen. So I'm going to go ahead and pull Valens to the back. I'm not going to attack with him though. And fortunately he changed his attack. I'm going to come here, pass my turn. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get enough affinity. Get the crit on. Pass again. Now you see that Valens is also building up affinity. However, he does not have the skill for an affinity attack right now. That affinity attack is that like purple tennis ball in the very far right next to this Empower Self ability. That purple tennis ball is where your affinity attacks are at. Ludo, however, does have a fire affinity attack, so we're going to go ahead and use it. You see this, yep, and right there, 16 damage. Now that defensive affinity we talked about, it does build up over the course of a match, and as you build up defensive affinity, you can soak damage of a similar affinity. So if he had had fire affinity as his defensive affinity, it would have probably done 0 damage, and it would just soaked up some of his defensive affinity. And defensive affinity builds up in a similar way to offensive affinity, but it's more based on the amount of damage you take rather than the amount of attacks you make. In my experience, offensive affinity has no, the damage you do doesn't count towards offensive affinity, only the amount of attacks that hit. Whereas offensive affinity, it counts more of the damage rather than the amount of attacks you soak. Let's see. We still haven't leveled up yet. Let's go ahead and see if we can do another match. I guess we can do Open Battle 3, since we've already proven that we were able to do Open Battle 4. This shouldn't be any more difficult. Our opponents are 3 Peltists. I think we can do this, no problem. That is a strong formation though. Let's go ahead and see if we can do it. The Peltist, we should be able to like really put the hurt on them once we get into melee, but they can really put a lot of damage on our characters until then. Once we do get in melee, their attacks are going to be a lot less effective. Go ahead and move Valens as much as I can. Maybe he'll be able to like move before that other Peltist takes their turn. And unfortunately not, so he doesn't get a ranged attack in. And it wasn't that bad. It might have been a bad attack. It might have been like, yeah, see, that one was far more effective. Okay, now it's my turn. I'm going, if I had a combo attack, this would be the time to use combo attacks. Go ahead and Empower Self. This is not going to be necessarily an easy match. Fortunately, he went stupid and decided to get in a melee instead of pulling back and you doing a ranged attack. And these guys are not very effective in melee. I don't know why he chose to go ahead and do that. Yeah, he's flanking me, but he could do a lot more damage if he went like and flanked me with a ranged attack. Let's go ahead and go in for a strike. Now, unfortunately, that was not a crit.
The Empire is strong!
I have a feeling if I was playing as these Peltists, I could have like slaughtered this team by using like hit and run tactics and constantly trying to like run out of the range of melee. But the AI is not that competent, unfortunately. Now, the challenge of the game does get increasingly high. Very, very difficult game, especially in the later parts of the story, and that more than makes up for the lackluster AI.
My time is nigh.
I have no idea how I won the final battle of the story mode whenever I finished the game on my first playthrough, because that was intense. When you go up basically against the Dark God, so to speak. I think that's actually his name. It's a nightmare battle. Like, many of my gladiators from my school died in that battle. Fortunately, it was the last fight, so it
Time to get
didn't
serious.
like negatively affect any other part of the game. But it was certainly a bittersweet moment. And he's gonna go for the long throw, which is a good move. But he could have done that. He could have been a lot more effective. He could have done that a lot earlier. I'm going to go for the attack and finish this guy off, hopefully. And now we just got one more Peltis. If I were him, I would run backwards and try and go for a ranged attack. Unfortunately, he's not going to do that. So this is just a battle of attrition, which I am definitely going to win. Especially if I hit these crits. I'm probably not going to talk much during the combat from this part on, because I really need to hit these crits if I'm going to win this match. So I'm going to have to focus a lot. There we go. I think one more crit ought to do it. Actually, one more standard attack ought to do it, but I'm going to go for a crit anyway just because I want him to dodge. And we barely got that crit and won the match. $508 dinar, and we won the tournament. We got 2 cups, or the league rather, not the tournament. And Ludo did level up, so I can go ahead and walk her through the level up scene. And he's gonna go ahead and take me to the level up screen and explain everything I'm about to explain to you, but he's probably gonna do a much better job of it. So we're gonna click on Gladiator. I'm gonna click on Ludo here, and we have, not equipment, we have some job points we can spend in the skills department, and he's going to want to talk to us. I'm not really concerned about what he has to say. I am plenty capable of saying everything myself in a slightly less eloquent way, and I really wish that they would stop talking. Come on. No, I don't want their affinity attack. So we have a couple different points we can spend. We have 15 job points. We can go for a couple different things. Affinity Attack 2. Affinity Attack 2 is not a bad idea, however, neither is Combo Attack 2. We also have Upper Hand, and that is an attack that will knock an opponent down if it is successful. Also not a bad idea. You, just like with a flanking bonus and all these other kinds of bonuses, a attack against a knockdown opponent also gives you advantages. He also has the opportunity to take evasive, which will give him a more effective defensive maneuver. Not a bad idea. And toughness, resist a portion of all incoming damage. I like these two. I like to resist damage, and I like to keep my people. Basically, I like to improve their vitality and keep them in the fight for longer. Let's see. I think that it might be a good idea to save up our points. This is 22. I think we got 10 for that level up, so maybe next level up will give us 10 as well, and we'll be able to get Combo Attack 3. or maybe even, so we'll have 25. Yeah, combo attack 3, and I think I'm fine with that. I think I'm fine with waiting for combo attack 3. I think the stat boost I'm happy enough with. You know, I'm going to take affinity attack 2, just so I can see what happens. I'm going to learn it. Yes, you can see we spent 10 skill points, and we now have fire affinity attack 2. One more thing I want to explain. I was going to explain it before I came here, but I guess Seuss, or whatever his name is, decided to bring us this way. If I come into leagues right here, you can see that when I click on this match, well, before I click on this match rather, there are 5 little tally marks at the bottom there. And we have 5 out of 5. They're all gold. Down here, there's 0 out of 6. If I click on this, each match has a couple tally marks that are grayed out to the, might be easier to show you on this screen, that are grayed out to the right hand side of the battle. And you know, each of those tally marks, once you get 5, which we have 5, you get those cups that are listed on the league's, basically, I don't know, poster. And those cups, well, it was right there actually. Those cups are in the top right hand corner of the screen right here. And once we get 4, we unlock the Purgos tournament. And in the tournament right here, basically the tournament right here will give us a badge, the keys to Purgos. Anyways, I'm going to call this video for right now. I hope you enjoyed it today, and I hope to see you next time. This is Finky with Lamparty. See you soon.